Close the door.
Alright. The door is closed.
Saloro cast a look at the advancing spiral vanguard, noticing that they have done nothing for the patrons kept locked within the doors, and says nothing. They're cool.
Where's my horse?
You didn't bring him.
Yes, I did.
You didn't bring him onto this map.
That I did not.
There you go, then.
Brought the horses onto the map.
That's right.
Roldar just walks up to Erevan while he's doing.
So, I assume your idea is to leave them all here.
When Roldar looks up, do we still hear this from one of the rooms?
I have a bit of severe echo from you, Grimith. There we go, thanks.
The Griff was just asking, like, can you still hear the screaming from upstairs?
The screaming seems to have subsided.
I will personally, even though I do not want them to suffer, I will not release them, as they could do more damage if they encounter someone.
Yes, if we do bring them from here, they must be locked up somewhere else. And I don't know what that would be.
You yourselves
Three
may...
options.
You yourselves, if you wish to release them, that would be your call. But I have no interest in doing it personally.
We have three options.
And as Roldar watches Erevan, ride away.
He's not riding away, he's kind of just like moving his horse this way.
1, we free them. 2, we kill them. 3, we give them enough food. And then we tell the Southport they're here.
If you wish to go in and give them food, that'll be fine. I can give the sheriff, for example, papers. All the research papers. So he'll know who they are.
Well, Alvyn did say there was a whole pile of gloop. We could always throw enough in that and there. Maybe that'll sustain them for a while. I'm not leaving them to starve. If we're sentencing them to death, I'll make it quick.
Okay.
Arenoss is perplexed.
Roldar, if you do not wish to just have them starve, then do what you see best. If you wish to give them food, give them food. We can tell the sheriff.
Well, whoever's willing to help me can. I'll not be long.
Alvyn will help Roldar.
And Arenoss will as well.
Not very ceremonial. Roldar will just carry enough food, throw it under the door, and just move on to the next ones.
Alright. There's a few shouts for lovely Abigail and some other shrieking for help and sharp things. But yeah, in basically in 10 minutes, all inmates have been fed.
Minutes of head time. All right. Wow.
And Roldar will come back, wipe down probably some of his armor from all this food gloop that's about and blood on some, cloths, I guess, that are about.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Roldar will go and get on his horse.
Alright.
I assume you're done?
As much as I can.
Very well. We'll wait for someone else to, saddle up, and then Erevan will ride away.
Alright. You can, let's see here. I don't think you need to copy your tokens as such. They are still on the map.
Dated ones after the combat. Just in
Yes,
case.
of course. Of course.
Arenoss will uncork one of the wine bottles and drink it while riding.
Alright.
Oh, drunk driver.
Yes, you can copy your tokens. And,
Right.
Cuphead.
and basically bring them back. To the map.
Chapter 2? Or...
Chapter 2.
I think you just stole my horse. But,
The horses have been deleted.
No. Horse 2.
Oh no, horse 2.
I will miss you so.
I'll see what I can do here.
Stolen. That's what you get for not bringing it on the map. They got stolen.
Exactly.
Excited about the horse deletion.
Oh, come on, horse. I know you're here somewhere. There you are.
a horse, that's a pony.
That's horse. Enjoy.
We need ownership.
Oh. Certainly. Let's see here. Everyone owns the horse.
I still don't have a horse.
There you go.
Oh.
I pasted horse for you.
All right.
Okay. It was actually that size. I'd hate to see its face when Roldar was getting on.
Poor horse. It's gonna break his back.
Yeah, this one still doesn't have ownership on us.
Let's see here. There we go.
There we go. Large. Roldar can get on. It's in the ocean.
All right.
Alvyn got crushed by his horse.
Alvyn is now dead. There we go.
Campaign for Alvyn's over.
Yep. Crossed by a horse. All right. The party makes their way gingerly in the ever sort of darkening night, and where do they go?
Laura's going to Sandpoint.
Yeah.
He's got a 10-12 minute head start on everyone else.
All right. I assume the party follows.
Yep. Everyone will have to go back. I mean, he's not too bothered by the night. He's like low light vision. Oh, I'm fine.
All right.
I guess we try to catch up to Saloro.
All right. Well, the journey back to Sandpoint is uneventful for the party. As you, in the falling night, well, basically when it's a bit after midnight when you return to Sandpoint. The town seems to be sleeping, although in the distance you can see sort of lights moving about in town, perhaps town guards or something.
Well, Erevan, we should tell them as soon as possible.
We shall, though, with it this hour. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where Mr. Hemlock is.
We'll tell them in the morning.
It's for the best that we tell him now, or at least I'm going to try to find him. He wanted our help, he's going to damn well get it. No matter how it might inconvenience him.
Fair enough. I'll be with Saloro because I have like all the damn medical papers.
We'll want those, right, DDS?
Yeah, so he can go ahead and like work out who's who.
Very well.
Saloro's riding to the city garrison.
All right.
Roldar will try and keep up.
I guess Arenoss will follow them.
And considering Alvyn is at the inn, he will get something to eat.
All right. Fantastic. Yes. Riding through the streets of Sandpoint, the calm is suddenly shattered by the shrieks of someone in sort of an adjacent street. The party can hear someone seems to be running frantically, and basically is screaming in abject terror.
Erevan will
Horse!
immediately
Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go! Let's go for the
straight
snow.
towards the screams.
All right.
How far can those screams be heard?
Probably not into the inn where Alvyn is currently eating.
They're not joining us.
They're a bit far away.
Well then, good luck.
Indeed.
Something assassins appear at the inn.
Yes, approaching, the party can see what seems to be a some sort of citizen or perhaps a farmer rushing through the streets. He is he seems to have worked himself into more or less a frenzy. He's basically lathered like a horse. He's drenched in sweat. And what seems to be blood and mud and other unsavory things. He is just shriekingly rushing through the streets, looking wild-eyed at every direction.
I'm guessing Saloro is in front of us.
Yes, I assume.
If anything,
so.
I lag a little behind. I have to keep the disc up with me. The disc doesn't move as fast as the horse does. It's up to you, brave heroes.
Well, Arenoss being a bit tipsy will just rush after the guy then.
Well, catching up on him on horseback is no real problem. He is he's not that fast, really.
Alright.
When Arenoss is approaching from behind, the man seems to again shriek in terror and fall over and sort of almost sort of claw his way into a nearby house or something, trying to basically get away from Arenoss. It seems. They're coming for! They're coming for me!
Arenoss will just scream out, "We're here to help! What is wrong?
Ah.
Why are you... What are you doing?"
They even ate the dogs!
Who? Where? And Arenoss will jump off the horse and run up to the guy.
He is quite beside himself. He almost seems to be driven to the point of madness with fear. And seeing Arenoss draw close, he seems to again be gripped in the throes of his sort of mania, I suppose. And he basically starts shrieking again. They came alive! Do you understand me? They came alive!
Where are they? Where did you see this? What did you see?
We thought Arenoss can, by the way, smell quite a lot of booze on the man, even though himself he has been drinking. This man seems to be quite plastered as well.
So when Erevan arrives, he's just going to be like overcome with it.
Yeah, basically. At this point, the rest of the party also catches up to the scene.
Erevan will show up. He actually has an ever-burning torch. We'll dismount. Calmly walk up to the man.
Mm-hmm.
Like Arenoss stumbling up.
So Saloro has no ever-burning torch. He merely has his left hand lit by an aura of power light. Here's your ever-burning torch right here, motherfucker.
Goddamn fancy pants.
Sir, can you calm down, please?
What?
We're not going to hurt you. Everything is safe for now.
Who's that?
I am Erevan Nodalis, leader of the Spiral Vanguard. We are here to help.
Help! Help! It's some. He scuffs over the ground towards Erevan. It's like they came alive. Do you hear me? They came alive.
Explain what came alive.
They. At this point, also Saloro, enters the scene.
Yep. I think Saloro's going to say, take one good breath, look at the guy and says, Trying to get information out of him will be like squeezing blood out of a stone to bring him to the sheriff, or at least the city garrison.
The man looks wide-eyed at Saloro, but not really at Saloro. He seems to be pointing at the scarecrow. It's one of them! It's one of them! And he gets to his feet and starts shrieking in panic, trying to run away down the street.
Let's go grab him.
He seems to be scared of buttons.
I think I understand what's going on now.
Saloro nods his head. Making no move to run down the farmer, Saloro looking at Erevan, at least at Roldar, and says, "You see, the farmer earlier had mentioned scarecrows milling about in the wilderness, and apparently there's actually something to that, at least creatures looking like scarecrows." What did you call my scarecrow?
Buttons.
Buttons? Why?
His eyes are buttons, and he keeps looking at me. Seems appropriate.
Yes, Roldar, very good.
At the point of Arenoss grabbing the farmer, he seems like something snaps in the farmer's head, and he basically lets out a long, mournful wail, and then he faints.
Arenoss will just drop him then.
He falls to the ground in a heap.
God damn it.
Erevan will quickly, catch up and then just have a look, just check to make sure he's like fallen from is he just fallen from shock or is he just fallen from something else?
It seems to be a mix of shock and exhaustion.
Okay.
At this point, Sheriff Hemlock arrives at the scene. What in the nine hells is going on here?
This farmer was making ruckus, and apparently he saw some scarecrows coming alive or something like that.
The sheriff frowns. Scarecrows?
Yeah, I don't know. He is quite drunk. I don't know if you can trust him.
The sheriff takes a closer look and bends down. Well, this is Farmer Grump. He's from one of the southern farms. He looks at him. Strange. Did he run all this way? He looks over him. I guess we better take him to the garrison.
Arenoss, don't you remember some of the other people from the southern farms also said something about Scarecrow?
Yes, they did, but I didn't really trust them.
The sheriff seems to hoist up Farmer Grump and sort of start carrying him down the street towards the garrison.
Sheriff, put him on the horse.
He nods. Aye, thank you. And he lumps Grump over the head of the horse. Oops.
Under the horse.
Oh no! Help! There we go. Hello. Nope.
Your horse is sitting on my horse. I do not approve.
This is. There we go.
Yeah, that's true.
Ah!
That's true.
I will give you.
Oh god.
What did you do?
Everything is breaking.
Sounds like.
There we
That's
go.
a bad Erevan.
Excellent. The sheriff looks about. Where did it come from?
We have.
Arenoss just points.
He nods very well. Let's take him to the garrison. And the sheriff moves away.
Right. Arenoss will lead the horse.
All right. The sheriff leads the party basically up to one of the sort of interrogation / meeting rooms in the garrison, and he will instruct them to put the good farmer Grump down in in one of the chairs.
So yeah. Saloro will tether up Heinrich, which will have buttons to keep guard strapped to the back. However, the floating disc will be following. Saloro, 1,000 pounds of towering arcana.
Size. Okay.
The sage would have a fun time.
Just, keeping a close distance, sneering at Arenoss the entire time.
Of course.
Having the farmer sat down in one of the chairs, the sheriff will quickly sort of leave the room for a few minutes and come back with what seems to be a bucket with water and a ladle. Without much ceremony, he basically picks up the ladle, fills it up with water, and just heaves it in the face of Farmer Grump, who sputters and sort of jerks awake as he, but, where am I? He looks about. He looks at Saloro, he looks at the sneering disc. He looks at Roldar. And sort of...
Roldar's a bit perplexed by this.
You are in Sandpoint Garrison, Grump. The sheriff doesn't seem too amused by this. Farmer Grump looks around. But, all right. Now I remember. And he sort of jerks upward. Something is wrong at the farms. Something is terribly wrong. He sort of looks down at his mud and blood-caked clothes. Something went wrong at the old Hamley place. You know, Sheriff. The sheriff nods. Yes, the old Hamley place is one of the southernmost farms. It's close to Whisperwood, I believe. Grump nods. Yes, that's one. We have had strange talks for a couple of days, I spoke just last week. I spoke to the family there. I did speak to them, and they said they had seen something strange move about on the fields and from the forest and in the dark. And we thought maybe it was wolves or some of the fake creatures or something else. Who knows? The farmer shrugs. But then suddenly, nothing seemed to move anymore at the old Hamley place, and I didn't know what to think. And then at night, we started hearing screams, terrible screams coming from the place, and we saw scarecrows moving about. They all came from the old Hamley place. They did, and they moved around, like they were searching for something. And people started disappearing from the neighboring farms. I think the scarecrows were out to feed. And he nods. Yes, that must have been it. We saw blood at certain places where we had heard screams on the night, but we didn't find any bodies. We didn't find any bodies, but the scarecrows, they multiplied. There were more of them each night. And we thought... We thought if we burned down the place, maybe that could take care of it. But we went this evening, and he swallows. Something foul is at the old Hamley place. When we approached, we were ambushed out from the shadows. They just emerged, scarecrows with huge claws and glowing vile eyes and teeth everywhere. So many teeth. It just wasn't right. They looked like corpses, and they fed like starving animals. They even ate the dogs. And I ran. I don't know. I heard the terrible screams. I heard things following me. I just ran. Something needs to be done, Sheriff, please.
Does it sound like he believes himself with what he's saying, DM?
Saloro, he seems to be quite believing what he is saying.
Alright. Farmer Grump is absolutely convinced of the truth of what he's saying. Alright.
Yep.
Saloro then, without, being a dick and all, will look towards the sheriff and say, How much of a lush is the good farmer here, Sheriff?
The sheriff sort of furrows his brow and indicates to Saloro with a hand motion that the good farmer does indeed seem to have a reputation for. Well, let's not say he's not really modest when it comes to moonshine.
I don't know anything about. Saloro doesn't know anything about that. The hell is this devil magic? Sorcery.
Moonshine sorcery.
That's right. Well, Saloro definitely looked back at Father Grim and said, "Scarecrows coming alive, rapidly multiplying before your eyes, devouring everything in sight, and you did nothing but run here to Sandpoint as fast as you could. Are you sure you didn't stop for a drink somewhere along the way?"
Well, let's see. He seems to think, no, I ran straight here. Promise. We might have had a few drinks before to, work up the old courage to go there. Me and the others.
A few drinks.
Well, quite a few. Maybe. He sort of looks about. It's true. I swear it's true. I saw it with my own eyes. He points to his red shot eyes.
Well, he does have blood on him.
The sheriff nods. He does have blood on him.
A most unfortunate thing that Saloro actually peels back the veil, showing a very deep and dark frown at the farmer.
The farmer quails in fright before Saloro's piercing gaze. I swear it! And then he averts his eyes down to the floor and shivers visibly.
Shrugs.
They smelled horrible.
Saloro shrugs. I don't know enough about this man's word to determine whether he's gone off on some sort of rampage of his own, or ended up killing a few of his own livestock and forgot about it, or whether he's telling the truth, or whether he imagined it all, and the red substance is but something else.
The sheriff looks questioningly at Farmer Grump, sort of is trying to evaluate him.
Wait. Everyone kind of just puts his hand like he's going to do something. Steps towards the farmer. Carefully watches the farmer's reaction as he begins to say things. Claws the seas of daggers. Teeth, too many teeth.
The farmer shivers and nods. Yes! They were all over us. They came from the dark. Gleaming like scythes.
Saloro looks at Erevan, says, "It could be another one for us, or he could be readily agreeing to any sort of horrid description about them."
Well, he did already mention something about teeth, which is why I was double-checking his immediate reaction. Because if you remember Grayest, everything he was saying was also to do with teeth. And before we came here, I had a vision about teeth. Much like the ones both him and Grayest said. As you can see, I can see a connection.
Saloro frowns, visible, still frowning then, and says, someone should probably look and check then, in case the farmer is right. There has been enough happening around Sandpoint that it's certainly plausible. And if this ties back to the message you received, Erevan, and everything we've learned, then perhaps it is for the best that we look into this. And it looks at the ceiling, throws out a number. It's if the good farmer could run here himself, without on horse, even though it is night, we could perhaps end up there, although we've just recently arrived. Considering the severity of the situation, however, it might be best for us to head out immediately.
It might, yes, but
It's very late.
yes. I don't see very well.
I'm sure these scarecrow things will readily agree that it is late and decide to put off terrorizing and eating others until it is convenient for us to be there.
Wasn't my point.
The sheriff says, if you ride now, you would probably make it down to the old Hamley place. Let's see here. Probably approaching dawn. I suspect the good farmer has been running for most of the evening, if not afternoon, to make it here.
Yes, we should head off immediately then.
Well, if he has been running for that long, we'll be lucky to get there if it's still happening, but I guess we should.
Well then,
Saloro looks at the sheriff and says, we returned from the sanatorium. The individual who had witnessed the prior murders, Grace Sevilla, turns out he was some sort of undead abomination. He attacked us, we killed him. Turns out Aaron Habe had been getting monetary support from a Kaiser Luzeran who turned out to be a necromancer who accused us do-gooders of ruining everything. So we killed him and the orderlies, and in the process Aaron Habe broke his neck while trying to run away from everything because he was afraid of the consequences of his actions.
The sheriff blinks before this onslaught of information, but quickly gathers himself. I see. That is quite a tale. Did you find anything else at the sanatorium? Any clues to whatever's going on here?
Well, here, Evan pulls out some papers, are different research notes and things he was to do with just generally what was going on there. From what I can tell, some of these are not going to be the easiest to stomach.
The sheriff looks down at them. I see.
Also, information should hopefully be here on all the remaining patients.
Remaining patients?
There are still some in the sanatorium.
I see. The sheriff looks quite disturbed by this. I see. Well, I need to take care of them somehow, I suppose. I should probably discuss this with the good mayor.